In today's tutorial, we will be making this street scene from very simple ideas like boxes. We will start with drawing some boxes and we will discuss how we can develop it further into streetscapes. Hi friend, I am Vanidas Mangathil and let us learn watercolors together. Without further delay, let us get into the process. Here I am using a 300 GSM cold pressed watercolor paper and a waterproof pen. It is Unipin Fine Line 0.4. I will give the details in the description below, and I am starting with some simple box ideas. Simple box, maybe a couple of boxes, and we will see how we can then convert this into some kind of streetscapes element like buildings or cars or vehicles, etc. So two boxes, maybe a couple of more boxes. See, I don't want to make too many complicated buildings. Maybe a couple of buildings and couple of small items, like these small items could be some cars or vehicles, figures, etc. And these are some sort of overlapping boxes. Okay. Now let us convert them into some kind of a structure here. This is very simplified structure. I'm adding a kind of a triangular shape on top of the box to create, convert that into a building. It's a slightly tall building, as maybe two-story building. Okay, and some small boxes for the windows. Okay, I think you are getting the idea, right? Don't worry too much about the details. You should have little bit of the sense of perspectives when you attempt these kind of things. Without the idea of perspective, you may find it little challenging. So you please practice perspective. Okay, right. So some kind of additional details for this kind of buildings. Okay. Now let us go for the building behind. Maybe another roof. This I'm suggesting this as triangular shaped kind of tile roofs. Two buildings are ready. Okay, two buildings and some additional details. Maybe a third building behind and a couple of small boxes for the windows. Suggestion of windows. And that's it. There is no complicated drawing at all in this particular drawing. This one example, even we are not worried about the side planes and other things. We are just drawing some boxes to suggest buildings. Okay. See, this is a small scale work, and the size of this would be around A5. Okay, so you may find it little challenging, or you may find it little uh, zoomed in. But I just wanted to show the process. Okay, so I didn't want to spend too much time on a big sheet of paper. Now converting some of the smaller boxes into vehicles. The rightmost box we have converted into a car, and now this is a sort of an idea for an auto rickshaw, which is an Indian mini public transport kind of thing. And this box is a figure probably. So converting boxes into these kind of shapes, making boxes is a start. Okay, maybe another figure here. Maybe he's riding a bicycle. These are some small tiny drawing, and I'm pretty much happy how it has turned out already, and it kind of makes sense to me as of now. And the pen that I am using is a waterproof pen, so you can use any brand, but if you are planning to apply watercolor washes, and then you have to use waterproof pens. Okay, this could be some electric pole. Just some suggestions. Okay, not very complex. Maybe some cables, loose cables rolled out, and some cables hanging. Little chaotic kind of an arrangement. Some shadows maybe. See, on the way we are also developing our ideas. The overall composition also we are thinking of in this at this time. Some electric cables hanging around. So these are again some compositional, I mean, decisions that we are making. Some of these cables moving around makes it little interesting. Okay, it also demonstrates some of the characteristics of these small streets. Okay, maybe a street lamp here. And I don't want to complicate it too much with a lot of elements, and probably we'll stop here and we'll start the painting work. So I'm applying some of the colors to the vehicles. I do this because many times I forget about these small vehicles, and I want some color contrast for the vehicles. So I mean, just blocking these areas first. That's it. Now for the main building, I'm using some Naples yellow and little pale version. See, most of the colors that I'm going to use here are pale washes. For the car, yeah, I have used scarlet red, and for the auto, I have used cadmium yellow, and now I am using Naples yellow. I started with Naples yellow at the top of this wall, and then gradually added little bit of orange to that. Now I'm adding little paints gray to that so that as the wall comes down, it becomes more sort of dirty, polluted sort of thing. Okay. And here I am using cobalt green color. You can use any color. I just wanted to have some sort of a color contrast here, color variation. That's it. Okay. And even the color intensity I'm varying. I'm not making it strong green throughout. And in general, I keep the lower portion of the wall, I keep it little darker because usually the lower portion of the walls are little kind of dirty. Okay. And there will be some shadows on the lower part of the walls. Okay. Right. I think these areas are now blocked out. These are just blocking out. Okay. The major shapes I'm blocking out. And all the further details, the additional details we can think of later. And let us add some gray color, paints gray color to the far away stuff. I'm adding little bit of orange to that to make it slightly maybe warmer. So these are some suggestion for some foreign building or something. Okay, just to occupy that space, and I'm thinking of composition in at this point to make it visually pleasing. That's it. Maybe some sort of trees we can merge to the faraway building so that we don't have to worry about the details. See, when you merge two things with the two different colors and all, lot of things get resolved by itself. You don't have to apply a lot of details. Okay. Now maybe another foreign building behind. Okay. And this again is the same sort of a warm gray sort of a color. Don't worry too much about specific colors. I'm splashing some water to get some textures, okay? And let it dry now, okay? Let it be dry, and now we can think of the roof. Here for the nearest building, I'm using orange as the roof color. Again, the color is your choice. This is not from any specific references. We have just developed this idea by drawing box. So I don't have any color decisions made upfront. I'm just making the decision on the fly. Okay. Now these oranges are, I like this orange color, so I thought I will add this orange roof. And I'm touching oranges here and there to have some kind of a harmony of these colors all across. This is more towards red, maybe a little bit of red and a little bit of crimson, some kind of a cool red color. And yeah, this roof. See, I'm not worried about too much about the drawing here. So we got the big shapes, and I am happy with how the big shapes have come out. This seems to be good. Maybe some color variation here using some paints gray, light paint gray. This is still wet, okay? So you'll find that it is spreading. Now some gray color for the front glass or windscreen of the auto rickshaw, and we are defining the shape little bit because we have started it with as a box. Okay, and the same thing for the car. Some of the windscreen shadows on the windscreen. It is now some foreground. Okay, some foreground, some warm color, and maybe I'll add some darker, cool color. I think this went too dark. I would have preferred little lighter colors. So I'm washing it out with clean water. I'm softening it out, and even this one, I feel it is still dark. Let us create some texture, but I think we'll lift out some of these colors, okay? Because I don't want the foreground to be that dark. Now we are thinking about the contrast. Some of these under roofs area of the building will be dark, and it will also have some shadows, okay? It will also cast some shadows on the wall. So we'll make all those things now. We are slowly developing the details of this, okay? We started with the box shape, then we made the drawing of windows and other ornamentation details. Now we have applied some wash for the walls, and now the roof, and then now the shadows. Okay, we are gradually, progressing towards adding more and more details. These details are very suggestive. They are not very what you call it as very detailed. Okay, very suggestive details. Just sufficient enough to get the forms defined and make it little interesting. See the car, I'm not happy with the shape of the car. It is not very clearly visible. So I'm making this area little dark so that the car is a little bit more visible. That is the only idea. Okay, I think that is okay. Some separation between the third building and far end stuff. Now some shadows cast on the wall. So this is a darker version of the cobalt green that we have used for the wall. Okay. Usually it's a good idea to make the shadows using the local color of the object and some gray added to that. Okay. These are some sort of suggestion for some of the architectural details. Right. Sorry, you're getting some background noise of kids playing and shouting. Okay, now the same approach here. I'm using some warm darker color for the cast shadow on the wall. Okay, I think that is sufficient. I think that is sufficient. And the figure, I'm using mauve color. See, I wanted some contrasting color here, but I think it is tonally it is not giving sufficient contrast. So I'm softening it with little bit of a opaque whitish color and making it more closer to red color. This is a cobalt green color, little opaque treatment, and these are just some suggestions. Okay, so if you're finding it difficult to treat figures, paint figures, there is a playlist I have created for suggestive figures, and you can check out that. Okay, it is there in the I will give the playlist link in the description below. If you think that these videos are making, adding some value, if these are informative, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification. I'll try to release as many videos as possible every week. Okay. So, and if you think these videos can help your artist friends, please share it to them so that they will also get benefited. And I will also get some reach for this video. I think the auto rickshaw is okay, and the shadows are reading okay. Overall, as I told, this is a small size work. I used a small size deliberately because I wanted to finish it quicker. Big size work means it takes longer time. But when you practice it, you can use maybe A4 size or even larger. Some shadows for the car, and I'm still not very happy with the car, but it is okay. In when you make it in small scale, it is little challenging to get the details right. And some suggestion for some shadows for the windows. Ideally, I wouldn't do this too much of shadows. The pen drawing is already visible. So I would usually leave the pen drawing as it is, so that the suggestion of windows are already visible through because of the pen drawing. Okay, and yeah, some maybe a traffic lamp here. I think that is okay. Some orange color for the face of the figure, arms, tail lamp, etc. This is a thick orange color picked up directly from the tube. Maybe some writing here. I do not know. I think I have spoiled it. I should have done it. Okay. So if you're following along, you can avoid whatever you think it didn't work well. You can avoid those steps. Okay. Right. The figures are done. Now adding some opaque highlight to the figures so that these figures are seen. I mean they grab attention. He is supposed to ride a bicycle. I don't know if it gives that kind of a sense or not. Some of these colors are spreading because it dry properly. Okay, I think the car is okay now. Little bit of enhancement highlight to the auto, maybe the headlamp. Now the figures. Okay, so these are some finishing touches, and if you are against using white opaque uses in your watercolors, you can skip these steps. Okay, I think I think we are pretty much done. Some of these hanging cables can have some highlights. Okay. It is little difficult to manage at such uh, tiny scale. This I'm adding a little bit more color to make it more visible. Okay. This also making little darker. Right. I think we are pretty much done now, and I can sign it and close it as done. So I hope this video was informative to you. So if you think this was informative, if it you found some value in it, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, please write them in the comment box below. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this was useful, and we will soon see you in another interesting tutorial. So happy painting until then. Bye bye.